Alrighty, and we should be live. How's it going, everybody? Let's make sure everybody can hear us. Everything's working. All right, so the scrubs are back again. We're going to do another consultation match. So we're 0-1 so far. We lost to Alexa the first time we did it, and so now we've got Cartier on, as everyone probably already knows Cartier Tank, member of chat. So go ahead and introduce yourself for anyone who doesn't happen to know you.
Hi guys, I'm a chess enthusiast from Turkey. My handle is Cartier Tank, you know, probably. And I'm ready to take on the scrubs. I don't know what else to say.
That you said it perfectly.
Mechanical engineer, 41 years old, from Ankara, Turkey.
You're a mechanical engineer. I didn't know that. All right, so then we got the regulars. We got myself, and then we've got Seth and Drew, who everybody knows those two now. So we're gonna play what did we decide?
We're gonna do longer than last time. Yeah.
We're doing 50-10.
Yeah, last time we did 30-minute, and it was a little rushed with three people trying to figure out moves. So we're gonna go a little bit longer.
More time to hang ourselves, really. That's what
exactly.
What
More time for Cartier to sit over there and laugh at us.
Yeah.
And so I guess we
can do random if you like. Random colors.
Random color. Let's do random. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's easy enough. Take it out of our hands.
But what about our opening prep?
Oh, that's so true. We had
opening.
We had about 15 moves of opening prep already ready.
It's okay. You're going to want to play D4, and then I'm not going to have any idea what to play next.
You know that, we got that Fabi Caruana opening prep ready for you. But now we don't know if we can use it or not.
Yeah, wait until you.
Yeah, if you like, I can play white.
No,
probably you prepare the Sicilian, huh?
No, we didn't actually prepare.
We didn't prepare anything. We're scrubs. We don't prepare. We just jump in blindly.
We were gonna be like E4.
Rob, watch out. Here we go.
And so chat is asking, I guess we don't want to, or we'll try not to read too much chat, right? We want to try to do it just the three of us.
Yep. Correct.
Top of my kids said I looked like Geary. So
why did my camera go out of focus? There we go.
My student.
Right. So I'm going to send the challenge now. Are you ready to mute, Cartier?
Yeah, I am ready.
All right. Sending the challenge.
All right. And I'm following Clark and sharing screen, so everyone should be up to date. Oh, let me turn off the eval bar. Don't want that on.
Okay, I'm muting now.
All right.
Good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Looks like we're black anyway.
You're back.
All right. I guess we're just gonna ignore chat all game.
I'll keep an eye on him, but I'll ignore that. All right, what are we playing?
Sicilian?
I'm good with the Sicilian. That's what I've been trying to learn. So throw a little C5 at him.
You guys
C5?
You guys object?
Yeah. That works for me.
No objections, but
all right.
It does seem that the chess.com, every time there's a move, it cuts me out of audio. So
weird. Oh, I know why, because it like cuts in to do the sound. And I know he plays the Alapin, so I'm ready for this.
Okay. Well,
I play knight f6. There's a knight f6 and d5 are the two moves. My choice is knight f6.
I would probably go with knight f6 if it were me. So
right, because he can't defend. He can't play knight c3. That's the drawback of c3.
Yeah.
So
wait, knight f6 or what? Again, my audio is weird. Every time there's a move, I cut out the audio, so I have to like reset it. Sorry about this.
Are you sure it doesn't like go out? Yeah, that's tough.
Knight f6. Yeah, go ahead and do knight f6 while we.
Knight f6. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
So
what about e5 here then?
E5.
Is that like after
the only move that I would have played would have been like d6 or something to try to play like an opener.
D6. Okay, d5. No, you guys, I know e5 does prevent d4, but so it's obviously the point of c3 is to go d4. Problem with e5 is
see, we took too long. I knew that's why I was trying to say the first couple moves we got to go quicker.
All right.
Re-challenge him as black, and so we'll just do the same moves.
Drew, I'll just tell you that the two main moves for black in this position. There are others obviously been played, but the two main ones are D5 and knight F6.
Hey guys.
Hey, we're taking too long on move 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit short.
Sorry,
but-
sorry, can we do this with Seth? Because I'm having trouble right now with audio cutting out every time there's a move.
Yeah,
So we're gonna
Seth. Why don't you
switch it to
challenge
Seth.
then? If so, Drew doesn't have to cut away from Zoom.
All right.
We already made Cartier light up another one where it took too long. He got to
Yeah.
start another cigarette.
I'm gonna go ahead and do it as black since we already started.
Yeah, all right, we're going to try this again. Challenge is black, and I can't remember how many moves we have that we have to go quick in the beginning.
It's just 2. I think it's just two.
two.
All right.
I know all about it because of that Vienna in my classical. I got screwed.
Yeah,
so-
that happened to Drew.
All right, so everyone we'll just make the same moves again.
Yep, same moves.
No changing. All right,
No,
hold
yeah.
on. I hate that. Do you guys ever have this problem when you try to custom challenge on chess.com and then you select the person and then it goes back to a different time? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know, but all right, so I'm following you now,
Black.
Seth. So we'll try this again.
Unrated. All right.
I'm just
Challenge
watching.
sent.
I'm just watching Zoom. I'm not going to mess with my chess.com at all.
Yeah, we'll let the engine run in the meantime, trying to figure out what that second move is. All right,
Okay.
C5.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it this time.
Yeah, I will think now.
All right. So do we want
Knight
knight
F6?
F6? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just go knight F6 so we don't abort again.
All right. He's gonna play E5 and then knight D5 is the move.
Okay.
Knight D5. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
All right. Now we have choice. I would choose knight C6 myself, but we could also play D6, E6.
I'm a fan of moving those knights out to C6. So
You are not a fan, or
no, I am. That's what I normally do. So
yeah.
hey,
I
we
like
got a
that- I
raid.
like that
It's Devin
C6.
Booker. Welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
Devin Booker in the chat. Celebrity.
Oh yeah.
Knight B6 is generally the move here.
For anyone just joining, so it's the scrubs. So it's me, Drew, and Seth are playing. We're challenged against Cartier. So it's the three of us versus him. He has us muted.
So what did you say the move was here?
Knight B6 usually. You could play E6,
Wait,
I suppose as well.
On D6, and wait, sorry, E6 would be
Knight B6. Knight B6.
But no, I'm saying would E6 not be great?
E6.
Nah.
It defends it, but then we're just immediately just gonna
Wait,
double
hold on.
pawn.
Oh, E6 by us.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, E6 by us. I don't like.
I like the knight move better. Knight B6.
Gets the tempo back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that's true. We do have tempo on it. I like that too. Okay.
Okay.
Knight
Okay,
B6.
go with that.
B6, the knight on B6 is a little weird, but he can come back in the game. I drew him in this line in the Mega Rapid.
Oh, did you?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So okay. So here in the Mega Rapid, we had this exact position. I played D5.
Okay.
C4 is a move. I know because I checked the database afterwards.
That's what I was first looking at. C4.
C4, bishop C2. It's sort of, it can get pretty sharp. Surprise, believe it or not, because bishop C2. Then we probably are looking at maybe D6. Then he can take with queen. Then we take back with the queen. Then he can play D4. He's gonna play D4 at some point as well. Should be ready for that.
Yeah, I would say I like C4.
C4. Yeah. I don't know what happens after that, but I know it's possible. I guess C4 is sort of possibly hampering the D4 ideas too, because we have the old.
That is true. It is, but
Although,
it is
well,
overextending the pawn a little bit. It feels, but
is he's making fun of us?
oh, he's
for our
flexing his
talk?
watch on us.
He's just telling us to move. All right. Or the chat probably asked about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking at the chat. Either the chat asked about it or he's taunting.
I like C4, I guess.
C4.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Looks...
It's
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Look, GMs are playing it, so
it's got to be good. We got it.
So
we're
we know
GM
what we're doing?
levels, right?
Yeah. All right. Okay. So we need to think about development.
What about D4 now?
D4 or D5?
That's not a move.
D4.
D5.
D5?
That's the one. Yep. You know, the other number, right?
I was thinking D5. If he takes en passant, just take with the queen or the pawn and push it.
Or D6 if you want to challenge it more directly.
I mean, do we want to fianchetto the dark square bishop? Is that the plan?
Not necessarily. It can be. We need to play.
We need to play either bishops, right?
Well, we need to either play E6 or G6. Oh, I see what you're saying. Nah, maybe, but that bishop could be okay on. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we could play G6, or you can play E6, but it's not really blocking it in, Drew, because we're challenging his pawn. So if he takes it, we can play E6 right away and recapture with the bishop, or you can take with the queen and get our bishop out. So I don't know. We have options.
I guess I'm still in favor of D5 because I'd like to keep my king protected and just closed in and safe. And
D5 is still what I'm thinking, I guess. D5, opens up some bishops.
D5
looking at E6 after the light square bishop develops.
D5. What if he doesn't take?
It just pushes or just leaves.
What do you mean doesn't take? Take what?
Our pawn.
Our pawn would be empty. Oh, en passant.
Then we just bring out the bishop and then then play E6, and then we got a pretty solid chain.
Yeah.
Bishop. Are there no weird tactics because we took the bishop off the main diagonal?
There's nothing revealed here.
Okay. D5 then.
Mm-hmm.
That's my vote.
Okay.
So if he takes en passant, do we take with the queen or the pawn?
Queen. Well, yeah, I think queen.
What? Well, actually, I see why you said well. Because we can go up and defend our C pawn by playing D5 again.
That was my only thought. Is that pawn is kind of just way out there by itself. So that's my only reason for taking with the pawn.
Why is queen better?
Because the D pawn would be super weak.
Well, it'd be protected by the queen and the knight and a bishop or some.
It's not protected by a knight.
After getting up, to
it's
D5.
A long.
After going to D5,
we're gonna play another move. Plan. You want to spend another move playing E5 in the opening or D5?
I mean, he's not developed either. But I guess we can.
Yes, he is. He's about the castle.
Yeah, you can do a queen. Queen takes, and then we can get the bishops out.
Queen takes sound good. All right, that sounds good. But also, we want to look later.
Also, guys, I should have mentioned.
Let's look at pushing our B pawn too.
I should have mentioned actually the other possibility there was just to play E6 and then capture it on the next move with the bishop, but no big.
Oh, that's the kind of nice because how are you going to defend it?
You don't.
That actually might have been a better move.
I was just saying that's kind of how I don't.
Although your dark square bishop does get or your light square bishop gets blocked in too.
I guess that would be the downside of E6. So you could have played E5, I guess.
I'm not sure it's substantially better or anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think both are fine.
By the way, Coder Future, flagging is a serious concern for us.
No, we have increment though.
We do have increment.
Coder Future
we do
is
have
all
increment.
about.
And it's 10-second increment. It's also a 10-second increment. Like
in the last few days from his comments. All right, you want to develop? You want to get this bishop out of the chain before, or do you want to play G6? I don't know if that. I don't know if the long that.
What about Bishop G4?
That's my go-to move with the pin, but
Bishop G4 I think is fine.
And then we could even still consider the fianchetto, honestly.
Sure. Bishop G4.
I don't
know. Bishop G4. He could play D3, D4, look to develop, probably knight B. Let's see. He could play rook E1. Yeah, I don't see how we can get hurt by it badly. I've been hurt by it in the Alapin before, but it's only when the bishop is on this diagonal. But.
Here's another idea to think about. We also are looking at a knight E5 move. That way we can double attack that knight.
I was seeing that next, too, as a possibility.
Expose the king.
Knight E5. If I draw arrows, you guys don't see it, so it doesn't matter. All right. Knight E5.
Can we do that first?
No. What does that do?
No, not first.
No, not first. Second.
We have to pin it first.
Let's do Bishop G4 with the intention of knight E5.
No, not with the intention of knight E5.
With the possibility of knight E5.
Possibility of knight
E5. Guys, come on. We got to develop.
No, double attack that knight in front of the king.
It's not a double. It's double defended. What do you mean double attack? It's not a double attack.
No, but the point is but the point
just to break apart his king protection.
The point is that then you have to expose the king if you're looking at that second defense.
Yeah, it's to break up his pawn. So
reveal.
I'm a fan of dropping back.
Okay.
Yeah,
drop
Bishop
back.
H5.
Yeah, I drop back. I don't see any reason to take.
That is easy.
Yeah, I agree. No, definitely not taking. All right, 95. Okay, so
now 95 is off the board, right? Because then he can just play G4 or something.
But if he does, we can still take the knight and then move the bishop. It's fine.
He can't. Yeah, if he played G4, that would be bad for him, I think.
Also, we take the knight, we move the bishop, and we're totally fine.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't see him wasting his time chasing it, but
the point is that 95 is a good move, possibly here, because double attack and open up that king. I mean, is that not?
Oh my God, they're betting on us.
Wait, what is your reservation about this?
Our king is attack? King is in the center. We're still.
I was going to say we were in the lead in the bet, but Cartier took over right there at the very end.
So you're just saying we need to get developed before we try 95?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Okay. Don't try to attack with a couple pieces.
Right.
All right.
And he's trying to figure it out.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Cheesy Driver put on 22,000 on us, so we can't let him down.
What? 22? 22K? Come on.
Risky.
Driver.
Risky. Cheesy Driver not angling for that private lesson, I see.
I could actually bet because I'm not a mod yet. And
I can bet too. I'm not.
And I would, and I am not. I'm not going to bet on this.
You can. I think I can bet as a mod, but I'm not allowed to.
I think it will
post results. I'm not allowed to choose the results. I guess. I think.
Right.
What? No, you're not allowed to bet if you're a mod. That's the problem. I thought.
I'm pretty sure I can.
I would bet. I would bet on him, but I think that's unethical.
Because that would mean that you can create your own dojo points.
Well, no, because no, I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to pick the result. Another mod has to do it. So I'm allowed to bet, but I'm not allowed to say what the result is. Okay.
Queen E2.
All right.
Queen E2. What's his idea here? Well, what does he want to do with? So
he's threatening our pawn.
No, not really. It's defended.
Well, I mean, if we tried to do anything else with our knight.
I guess he's avoiding the whole knight E5 situation.
Yeah.
Because then he can just take.
Yeah. I think he was actually scared of 95.
Why? How does How is oh
Because if we
how
play
is
knight
it-
e5, he just takes with the queen, and if we
Okay,
trade
yeah.
queens, then he takes back with the knight.
That's true.
And then
All right, so 95 is out.
Yeah.
And also he could play. We gotta look out for our rookie one now.
Do we just play like e6 and try to get the bishop out in castle?
I think e6 is reasonable. G6.
Is there
No,
a reason-
G6
Is there a
Castling
reason we
long is
prefer-
bad, right? I don't see that.
No. Yeah, not.
What about the? Is there a reason we prefer that over the fianchettoed bishop?
No.
'Cause
Maybe.
I'm saying
Maybe. Let's think
which
about
is
it.
better? Which is
Yeah,
better,
that's a good
fianchetto
question.
or e6?
It's a good question.
And why?
But what would that fianchetto bishop even be attacking?
Well,
I mean,
I
it's-
mean,
He is.
I mean, it's
threatening-
controlling the center, but kind of his pawns are.
It
too,
might
so.
be. It might be good one day, but yeah, he does
we
have
could,
the.
we could
he has
actually
the
challenge
B2,
the center. We
C3.
could challenge the center later with e5 if we wanted.
Yeah. We could play e5 now.
We could play e5 now with but that's double. I mean, ooh, e5 now.
I don't know. It might be a little loose. I don't know.
It feels loose, but I'm not.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not like we're trying to play f6 at any point. So probably or anytime soon. But we would have the pawn in the center. He would not. We'd have full control. Right now, we are indirectly controlling d4 with our pawn on c4, right? Because of the en passant. But other than that, if he challenges our pawn on c4 by playing, say, b3 at some point, then he can play. Then he could take over the center. So e4 maybe could be stopping that. Again, maybe it's loose. But e4 is more. E4 gives us more active ways of controlling the center than if we fianchetto the bishop. Fianchetto the bishop, especially if he does play, b3 and then at some point gets d4, and we're just looking at pawns on c3 and d4. Maybe the pawn on c3 would be weak because we could get the semi-open c file at some point, but our fianchetto bishop would be looking at like a brick wall kind of. But maybe that's not a possible plan for him. He could, I don't know. I'm rambling. Any thoughts?
I'm still
I don't
looking
have
at
a
e6.
Yeah,
Let's
e6.
I mean, e6 seems to be the first idea, and I'm not
Mhm.
seeing and nobody can argue that it's worse. So I'd say let's go for it.
E6 is very solid. Right. You guys don't want to go for e5?
That seems not a loose pawn, or kind of a loose pawn out there. He can double up with the rook on e1 and just become right at our king.
That's true. It's done. E1 he can't take it though. It's still defended by a knight for now.
Yeah, but he could take with, well, not with his knight, but he could
Yeah.
push, well, no, that en passant would block that. Sorry.
It
just
seems
shaky.
It does seem like it's like almost a little isolated just because we are so unlikely to ever play f6.
Yeah.
But it's not isolated. So I don't know. All right. E6, I guess, is what
I'm saying e6.
what you guys want.
Mhm.
All right, fine. I don't want to take too much time. It's interesting
Also,
debate
we
that I
should
don't
take
think
our
we
time
can.
a little bit.
Um,
The difference is pretty scary.
it's whatever. What?
Seth is used to this. It's like this is normal.
Yeah, the goal is to play good moves. Like, so don't, like, the clock will be what it is.
All right. You can always play a better move, right?
That is
tough
the real problem. It's like, all right, somebody's gotta play a move. It doesn't. You're not. It's like this decision isn't what wins or loses the game.
David
Who is
in
playing?
chat, it's the three of us. So it's me, Seth, and Drew. We're playing against Cartier, so he's got us muted. So it's 3 versus 1.
Right. We are playing consultation chess.
So
There it is. All right. B3. All right. I don't think we take. Well,
I think we have to
I
take.
think we have to take it. No.
I mean, kind of seems like a inevitable sad story, but it is what it is. I mean, we could desperately try to defend with like a queen c5 move, but
that's why I was like queen c5. If he takes and he wants to try to trade queens, and then we can take the knight and break up his king side, but I don't see all that happening.
I'd rather
queen
take
c5 is queen c5 worth it?
No, I'd rather take it than play queen c5.
I mean, it does keep that rook locked in. I mean, if he takes, then at least like his pawn structure isn't like as good. That's the one
if
benefit.
He takes, what's wrong with his pawn structure?
Well, just that he has an isolated pawn, and then
a pawn, an isolated a pawn,
and the rook isn't out. The rook isn't developed, which is easy to do once we let that a pawn take.
What do you mean? How does this?
Well,
I see. Develop
an open file immediately.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. But
also, he has options. He could also take with the bishop if he wanted to. And he just gets the choice.
Queen c5.
So
seems greedy.
Greedy?
Yeah, positionally greedy.
So wait, where does he? And now is he going to try to play some sort of bishop?
What about
eventually?
What about knight e5 now?
Knight e5, yeah.
And if he takes with the queen, we take with the queen. He takes with the knight.
Wait, knight e5.
No,
we take with the queen.
Knight e5 is hanging on. Yeah, knight e5 is hanging. If he takes it with the queen, we have to take his knight. No, we'd lose a piece.
Yeah.
That's just...
what if we do bishop takes f3 right now?
Why?
Because then he has to take with the pawn. If not, then we can actually then we're pretty well defended with our pawn on the C, and the queen out there isn't doing anything too particularly better in that position.
Wait, hold on. Why can't queen take f3?
Yeah, why can't queen take?
Oh no, if queen takes, then she's not defending that pawn anymore, so we don't need to worry about defending that pawn.
What? Oh, she's not attacking the pawn.
We're attacking it, yeah. So it's just like it's removing a defender, or
it's not the worst idea. It's not the worst.
I don't know. It's a thought.
I think he would take. I think he would still take with the queen though.
And then we could wait. And after we do that, then we can actually play knight e5. After bishop takes, queen takes, knight e5, double defending that pawn and developing that knight into the center.
Yeah. So okay. So bishop takes, queen takes, knight e5.
Yep.
Queen to e2 back, maybe, or queen.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm just trying to calculate. So queen.
We don't have a first instinct, Cheesy Driver. We have 3 first instincts.
Yeah. Okay, right. The knight's defended. So okay. Queen. Okay, so bishop takes, queen takes, knight e5, queen e2, b takes, c4, knight b takes c4, bishop a3. Is that a problem? Bishop a3.
I mean, just queen d5.
Queen d5.
Yep.
Offering a queen trade.
Wait.
No. We don't have a
queen trade.
We can't have a queen. We don't have. Oh, d5. I'm sorry. Queen d5. I don't know. I'm crazy. Okay, queen d5. But then he can take on f8, and we can't castle.
F8. No, we take with her. But we're already like getting into the late middle game by that point, anyways. So it's not a huge sacrifice if he decides to do that.
Well, I mean, it could be. We'd have to take an extra move to develop our rook, try to like castle by hand. I don't know.
Do we need to think about castling at that point? I mean, we
yes.
could trade the queens if we wanted. And
we can't just trade queens because we want to.
What if we just ignore it and just play bishop e7 or something? And so we're ready to castle.
I think that's
if he takes the pawn, we'll just take the knight and then take the pawn back with our knight. Or if
he takes the pawn's hanging right now, it's attacked twice.
Yeah, but if we play bishop e7 and he takes that pawn, and then
pawn sack. Yeah.
But I think we could win it back or destroy his king structure. Because if we play bishop takes f3, and if he takes with the queen, then we just take back the
I like this plan.
Yeah,
no, this plan is great. Yeah.
So bishop f7 or bishop
e7. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready to castle. The pawn isn't anything bad. We can swing the knight over. I'm sorry, the rook over to d8 if we really want to, just to get on that open file first.
Mm-hmm.
His queenside pieces haven't moved; they're bunched up.
So our plan, if B takes, is bishop takes f3, then recapturing the pawn.
I think so. And if he takes back with the G pawn, I'll take that because that's just it destroys the structure.
Mm-hmm. Seems valuable to me.
Yeah, Cheesy really wanted us to play C takes B. It just seemed
I didn't like it.
It just seemed like it helped. It seemed like it helped him.
But it's also we also are going for like the more complicated solution.
That's great.
What's wrong? It's just a little complicated.
A little complication. What could go wrong?
We have 3 people to think about the complications. He only has 1.
That's true.
Okay, so what if he just ignores that too? What is he going to play? I guess we can always castle now, depending on what he does.
Move 12. It's time for a snack.
Oh, that's so Colorado of you. You've got a Cliff Bar?
Yeah.
So actually, our next move, if he doesn't take, is likely going to be a castle, unless he does something super threatening. I would assume, right?
Yeah, if he just plays like bishop b2 or something, then I think we just castle.
I think so too. Because our plan is still intact of attacking that knight and the pawn and everything.
What if he plays? What if he plays knight a3?
That would be weird.
Is that? But I mean, it's an interesting move. I think, right?
Yeah.
Like it's an interesting move.
I guess one thing is, what if he just plays?
Maybe we could just take it. Then.
Bishop a3. That's obnoxious.
Maybe if he plays knight a3, maybe we just take his pawn and say, nice knight there you got on a3.
But then he plays knight to. Then he'll probably play knight to c4.
Actually, we take it.
He has to retake first, actually.
Right.
Well, we can't. It's defended by the queen, so it's trade, and then we're fine with the trade. Is that what we're saying?
Our knight on b6 is like our worst piece in this opening, kind of. As soon as we develop everything,
I'm just saying that
if we can trade it, we do it.
I'm just saying it's likely because his knight sucks so bad right now that like he probably wants to get rid of it, and that might be a good opportunity to trade away at a bad piece that's undeveloped.
It only sucks until he plays d3 or d4. Then he plays the knight to d2 and it defends the other knight, and it's pretty good. Then his queen is free to move, breaking that pin.
Yeah, Cheesy says our knights are way better than his bishops. I mean, his one bishop, I guess, isn't too bad.
I think you're reading this chat a little much here, Derek.
I'm not looking at any of like the moves beforehand. I was ignoring it after we moved.
Okay.
Don't worry, nobody suggested e7. That's what I suggested. Nobody in chat said that. So
it should be so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're being.
I got to host the stream too, so I got to read chat at some point, right? You got to keep. I chat do
appreciate,
happy. Otherwise, they'll attack us.
We would.
They're going to attack us anyway.
Well, yeah, they're going to attack our chest, but at least they won't attack our other. But let me finish.
What other possible moves? What other possible moves do you guys expect here from White?
Yeah,
bishop a3.
I'll just say though, if chat could do us the favor of not throwing move suggestions in the chat, that would be appreciated.
I'm thinking d3 or d4 just to get the bishop out of the way. to get the other bishop developed, right? Like they need to uncrunch.
Yeah, okay. Play this for white.
Yep.
If I was white, I think I would probably take on c4.
You would just take right now? Doubling, like what is it? What do you get out of that capture?
You capture towards the center. I don't know. What are you getting from the tension?
I mean, you're not getting anything more. I feel like it might be a wasted.
No, it's not. He's going to force us to give up the bishop pair in order to recapture it.
Yeah.
And he's going to get his d4 move in.
Well, we already have a plan for that, right? So let's look for things that we don't have a plan for.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just saying that's my first candidate. Bishop b2 is like locked in right now. So I don't think I don't think bishop b2 seems that good, even though that's the long diagonal. If your plan is to play d4 and to have pawns on c3 and d4, it doesn't seem like it's very good to have your bishop. So let's see, could he play d4 directly? Let us take en passant. That doesn't seem.
That's the move I kept saying.
Oh,
bishop a3. Right. Well, that's the one we were talking about before.
Yeah.
So I think our queen isn't doing anything on d6, right? Is queen like d7 fine?
That's my first move is d7 or
queen d7 we can recapture with the
or
queen.
even c7. Is there anything wrong with c7 to get it out?
D7. I was also looking at c7, but I want to just look between the two and decide.
Maybe
c7 can protect that pawn if the knight moves.
Later.
It gets it off that open file.
Well, I want to put a rook on c8 anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a plan. I think rooks on c8 and d8 are looking likely. Although right now, you're right. Right now, we just have a pawn on the one thing.
The one problem with queen d7 is that her diagonal, she loses that diagonal with the pawn stopping it.
That was the other idea of putting it on c7 is that it still has that long diagonal.
Okay, but hear me out. Well, first off, she can move sideways, right? But anyway, hear me out. We're also probably about to trade our light square bishop. So having the queen on the light squares isn't the worst. I don't know. It's not like I don't think it matters too much.
She's not there. And
he could trade bishops too. So it could be wherever
with the light square.
Actually,
that's true. Yeah. Well, if he takes our bishop, we're going to take it back with the queen, right?
Well, if we play c7, keep that diagonal, and then if he does trade, if we take it with the c knight, then we defend the pawn.
Mm-hmm. And because your knight, I actually like knight c7. Now that we talked about it,
cool. Let's do knight c7 next. Yeah, we have 3 people that like it right now, and we need time. So
right.
Wait, hold on. Knight c7,
queen c7,
queen c7. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Forget I can't say piece names. Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he trades, do we take with the queen or the knight?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, my first instinct was queen.
King. No, just kidding.
That is the other option. You're right.
We could ignore it.
The king.
we could just play down a bishop. Sure. No, all right, but knight takes, and then you have to have like a destination in mind for the knight if you want to take it, is my thinking. So like if you want the knight to go to e7, where do you want it to go? Where do you want it to like live? You want it to live on f5? All right.
It's not great though. Oh, pawn takes. Okay.
Hold on. What if we take his knight? If he takes with the queen, we can play. Well, no.
Knight takes c4.
Don't rush this one, guys.
I mean, right. We had this planned too, so
yeah, this was the plan that we had before. Because then we can
c4. Now now the bishop is hit on a3
twice, so he might want to trade it.
So he'll probably trade it. But wait, hold on. We got to take the knight first before we can play knight c4.
That's the first move. Bishop takes f3.
All right, so so bishop takes f3. Does he have like Zwischenzug? Bishop takes F3.
I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
his queen's under attack, so I don't know what
Still
submission zone
probably
you could
not.
have.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any checks, so
Bishop takes F3, Queen takes F3. It's not hitting anything really that's undefended. And then knight takes C4, right? I think we just go with that plan, right?
I think so.
And then if he takes our bishop, he takes. So so be it. I don't see any grief we should come under after that. So should we take it?
I think
Bishop
so.
takes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Now
I'm
the
assuming-
dark square. I mean, now a dark square bishop trade is kind of good for him, but
I'm trying to look at his reaction.
Strategically.
Let's see. Look at his face. Do a little
stone cold. All right,
do some,
knight
do some
C4.
here.
I think so.
Yep.
We could take the bishop for. No, we can't. We gotta take.
No, then the knight protects.
Yeah. You're right. I
Let's
think
get our pawn.
We get that
Okay.
pawn back.
Get our
Yeah.
pawn.
losing the dark square bishop is not nothing, but
So again, if he trades, do we take with the queen or the knight? If he trades,
do we play knight takes D2? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Bishop,
The knights.
if we have the opportunity, we want to do bishop takes.
Bishop takes, then knight
We
takes
have a pawn.
D2.
Yeah,
He's not gonna
right.
miss that. He's not gonna miss that.
No
Yeah.
way.
He's not. Yeah. If it was our move, yeah. Bishop takes
let's
A3,
look
then
for
knight
two
takes
move
D2.
attacks against the 1900, right? Like,
Yeah, but it's a fork. It's a fork.
Okay. Do we want queen takes or
My
knight
thought was queen
takes?
takes, but
well, all right, hold on. If we take with the knight, he does have A4, bishop A4 check.
bishop, yeah. Now I don't know if that's a problem, but it looks like a problem.
I'm just putting it out there.
The knight can just go back to C6 if he does that, but
Mhm.
then it's pinned. Why
and
would
then takes and gets an isolated pawn out of us.
Yeah, he doesn't have to, but he probably wouldn't.
But I mean, why not?
Why not? Because
the
the
isolated
bishop
pawn.
is better than the knight.
But is it better than the isolated, like their terrible pawn structure? I don't know. It's up to
Probably.
him, I guess. right?
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, we're giving him the
And
choice.
actually, you can take the pawn back too with the
All right,
queen.
I think
so
queen takes.
Let's just
I think queen takes.
take with the queen.
I think like when in doubt, they say take with like the stronger piece. Capture.
I'm
Yeah.
constantly in doubt.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
weird because like usually you're supposed to take with lower
Counterintuitive.
value because
No, not. I mean, not
Like,
obviously.
what?
Obviously, not if it can be then taken on the next move. But if it can't, they say yeah. Often tactically, it's better to take with them. I don't know. It's that's a very general thing, though.
So let's take analysis of the situation. Who do we think is in a better position at the moment? Us or them?
I don't know. It's just a position.
Okay.
I think you can get. I think at our level, you can get in trouble trying to evaluate positions like that in the game. I mean, obviously you need to be evaluating like to decide whether moves are good, but we should just worry about making the best move possible for ourselves.
What about knight 4 e5? Just continue.
What did you?
getting
Sorry, say it again.
knights.
I think
Knight 4 e5.
I think if there's nothing happening, we castle.
I
Okay.
think castle.
That's
Go ahead
fine.
and get
That's
it
a
out.
move to look at.
If there's nothing happening, you're right. No, we should obviously not be like, married to anything. We should always do whatever the position requires. But
Yeah.
What if he pins? If he plays
Castle.
A3, or sorry,
Castles.
A4.
Oh,
No, because then we're losing on
actually,
pawn.
no. If he pins, I like queen c5.
Okay, well he didn't.
thank God he didn't. But because all right.
First thought is just castle.
right?
I just want to. Yeah, that's my first thought. Just go ahead and let's.
Yeah, is there any reason not to
Castle, and then I think we're gonna play rook c1 or rook c8 and attack this c3 pawn. But
Yeah, that C3 pawn just got really
Okay.
weak.
All right,
I like that.
castle. Castle.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Now there is a very open open position. He does have the center.
What about a B5 kind of move too before Rook C8?
We gotta
That
look
way
out
we can
for
lock that knight. Let's outpost. We can outpost the knight with a B8.
All right, let's start
the
thinking
B5
about
move.
like how bad is Queen H5 for us if he plays that right now. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's okay.
There's not a lot. I mean, there's it's that pawn is double. No, that pawn is only single protected.
Yeah, no. That would be that's a mate threat. But must be dealt with.
Yeah, if he does play Queen H5, what's the answer? Is it
H6 or G6? I don't see anything else. Or F5. So yeah. Queen H5.
Cartier? Cartier's lights went out. All you see is his cigarette.
Yeah. Oh, even better. Oh, I think we just,
yes.
Well, I think we just lost
smoking in the
game,
dark.
guys.
Smoking in the dark. Yeah.
I think we just lost the game.
How's
We
that?
lost the game.
I think we did.
How?
Well, because look at this double attack. How do we save our knight and not get mated?
Yeah, I didn't even. I
Did
didn't
we
even.
just lose the game?
I think we just lost.
Like, did we
game.
just lose the game?
Oh, Cartier. He distracted us with that.
Wow, with that smoking in the dark move. And did we
Well,
just
and
lose already?
well, actually, no, we'd already made the terrible moves by that point.
Wait, we had?
Well, yeah. I mean, we castled. Yeah, we
Oh.
didn't even think about it. We just castled.
We just saw him. That's why I said. Well, I didn't say it, but we were like, he pushed that pawn.
Wow.
We pushed the pawn, and we ignored that it
Okay.
opened up the bishop.
Well, it didn't open up.
That's-
The bishop was already open, but
Well,
he
that's
just like
yeah.
he just like made a move and let us hang ourselves, basically.
That's true.
Yeah, we needed to save that. We needed to get that knight back.
Did
I
we
guess
just
before we
lose?
castled. Yeah, it's.
Dang.
Okay.
We don't
But
need a knight.
Did chat notice it?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Cheesy notes that we didn't think long enough about castle. Yeah, we were just like, we want a castle. We're gonna castle. We gotta, yeah, you gotta always double check. What happened to that guy? I haven't seen him in a while.
That's such a like a weird way to lose. Like such an interesting. I mean, at least it's an interesting.
It's a
way to
pretty
lose.
typical way to
We're
lose.
playing odds. We can
But,
beat him without a knight. It's fine. It's fine.
So what do we play? G6 or F5?
I don't. F5 seems weird because then he.
Or
if when he-
Queen H4.
Queen
That's
H.
the other move the defense made.
Hmm.
There's nothing saves the knight. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, no, I can't
No
find
check.
anything.
I can't believe we just
Got us.
lost that quick.
I can, but yeah, it's disappointing.
Man,
I
we
agree.
did so well against Alexa, like much better than this.
Well, that's true, but
Well, I told my wife we'd
We
be done
did-
by like 7 or 7:30.
we did lose
We'll
right
be
out
done
of
by
it.
6 instead. So
all right. Isn't it 6 o'clock there right now?
Yeah, well, we're done.
We're done. Okay. All right,
all right,
guys. So what do you-
G6 or F5.
G6 seems
G6.
more reasonable to me.
G6, yeah.
Yeah, I'd go
Alright.
for it.
Got us good there. Got us good.
Yeah, Chess Dojo. I haven't watched the blunder video yet. Clearly.
Bishop A3 is a common thing to stop castling. Yeah, but that's not how it stops castling. It stops castling because it takes away that diagonal and doesn't let you castle.
Diagonally.
Anyway. All right. What now?
Offer a draw.
Rook,
I mean,
Rook C1.
I was
Rook
thinking Rook
C8.
Rook C8. I mean, it's obviously
Rook C8, solid.
not really a
Rook
threat. But
A8. Yeah. All right. Let's blunder check.
oh, now we decide to blunder.
Now
check.
let's blunder check. All right. No. All right. Rook AC8.
Yeah, Cartier's already done. Like he already turned on the lights. Like it's game over. Like clear out the arena. He's
Yeah,
done.
The house music came up. No more encores. Everybody.
I don't think we need. I don't think we want to have chat sitting around here watching us play down a night for another like half hour.
Let's play a couple more moves.
Well, yeah, we'll do a couple of things. We don't want to bore them, but we'll do a couple things.
Okay.
I've lost down a night before. No, not against a good player, but I mean I've won down.
Yeah.
I've lost down a night, obviously, many times. All right. How about knight takes d4? No, wait. Queen defends the bishop. Just looking for tricky stuff. How do we get tricky?
I don't think we can.
We can at least move this knight. We can't even move the knight anywhere good.
Man, if only we had taken with the knight originally instead of the queen, then the queen would have been defending it. Can we go back?
Yeah. If we would have taken with the knight originally.
Yeah.
I still think we would have had the same problem, right?
Rook
If we take with
D8
the knight
or something.
If we take with the knight.
Like back right here.
The knight. Yeah. So if we take with the knight instead of the queen, right? On bishop take on e7.
Well, we'll look at that later. Let's not worry about that right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you know it's a bad game when you're already analyzing it in the middle of the game.
We're analyzing how we lost it on move 20.
E5.
It seems to just trade material.
Yeah.
I don't know. We need to, but this knight isn't this.
Go E5. Go
got no
just do
feature
it
at the moment.
E5.
Yeah.
All right.
Good, yeah. Maybe we can get some sort of revealed check and take the queen.
We play for tricks.
You play to win the game.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe
Hello.
Maybe he'll take and then we take and then he'll play queen.
Yeah, maybe he'll play queen. He'll play queen
E1 and then we can double attack and win the queen. And yeah, actually, it's not even winning the queen. Never mind. Just kidding. That's just a queen.
Well, I mean, I guess we should be prepared. I guess in a consultation game for it to end quickly, just in case in the future. Should have. All right. What's the chat up to these days?
Just telling her they're just very complimentary and telling us how good we played, and it's all about having fun and the dojo is a community and not all the stuff that we missed.
That's exactly what I'm reading in chat right now. It's completely it. Totally.
Just forgot about
not that we didn't calculate.
How did we forget about bishop a3? I guess.
Bishop a3. There isn't even a dark squared bishop on the board.
We traded the dark squared bishops back here.
I'm very confused.
Yes, with devastating impact.
You know, there was a move that I was looking at a long time ago that would have helped, and it was actually when I was thinking about.
I think
before,
rookie
right
one
before Castle. I had mentioned B5 as a move, and I think that the B5 is a move before castling, and it was something I'd been talking about before, and to create the outposted knight. But we didn't do that. We just cast.
Yeah, cheesy. That's what I said. If we had taken with the knight,
I did say B5. Oh, I did say. B5.
Check the VOD. Check the replay.
The VOD on that one. Yeah, I just realized that this rookie one move is a problem, by the way. But whatever.
Yeah, but what about rook E8?
Yeah,
no,
let's do it.
F6.
F6. I like rook E8 better myself.
Protect with the lower value piece.
But what about bishop b3 check?
Bishop b3. Then what? King h8.
Yeah, but why do you want to create another weakness?
Because at least we have an open file for our rook if they decide to take.
Or we could just put the rook on the file where they're threatening to take right now.
But then that's not an open rook file. That's a rook file that already has a
F6
rook
is
and
a
a queen on it.
preposterous move.
I don't think so, but we can try it. We can try this. All right, fine. Whatever.
Maybe he gets cocky and he drops a piece somewhere in this line. If there's like pawn trades, knight trades,
everything's protected.
I mean, he's not going to, but do I have to play it?
Everything's protected.
I'm gonna play it.
No, never give up, never surrender.
I agree. We know castling was the mistake. We're scrubs, but we're not that dumb. We're scrubs.
The cheesy driver seems to think D5 is a problem.
D5. D5 looks annoying, yeah. But it's not, it's not like game ending. Well, wait, game's already over. But it's not.
It's like that happened a few moves ago.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I introduced my party jacket, but I got this party jacket chat. I picked it up in New Orleans a few years ago, and I thought I would bring it out for today. I thought it would help us win, but
dang. Well, it still might.
Knight D8, B8, or A5.
Knight A5, then coming to C4.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's got to go somewhere.
It seems better than bringing it back to the 8th rank.
Well, okay, yeah, because if we bring it to D8, it's like completely dominated by the D pawn.
And our unconnected our rooks. Yep.
Yeah, I think you got to play A5, right?
All right.
I mean, B8 is an option, but back to D7.
A5.
But just go with A5, yeah.
Knights on the rim are the coolest thing ever.
That's what they always say, right?
Yeah, that's right. So look at us.
I'm seeing what bishop D3 maybe.
I thought they might go with something that rhymed a little better than that, but who am I to tell?
I mean, there are literally no other options, so I don't know what they could have done.
Yeah. Who am I to tell the chess saying people what to.
Yeah, I guess bishop D3 just kind of locks it down, though.
The best move after bishop A3 was probably taking the knight with bishop F3. Taking the knight. I don't understand, Stamen. We did take the knight with. Oh, are you saying that was right? Yeah, we did.
You think the best move after bishop?
Maybe he's complimenting that move. And
best move after bishop A3 white was taking the knight. Oh, he just says. Oh, you mean when he plays that? Go ahead and take it.
We did take it.
Well, no, he means like right when he plays bishop A3, go ahead and take the knight. He takes our queen. We take his queen. He takes our bishop. I'm assuming.
We take his queen. We take what? He takes our queen. Oh.
We take
wow, that didn't even. Yeah, you're right. That didn't even occur to me. Although
it occurred to me, I just didn't.
That doesn't.
I don't think I said it, but I just didn't see how that was any better.
I don't like that. Take the knight, takes the queen, takes the queen. Wait, can you? All right. Can you? Well, okay. Well, we got to move. All right. No knight C4, he says. You get nothing.
He wants us just to trade. I mean, just to trade, and then he opens up his rook.
It seems like, I know down a piece, the rules change.
We can't trade it, right? We can't.
Down a piece, the rules change a bit. But our knight is much worse. Is the much worse piece, right?
I mean...
But also, he gets the knight attack or the rook attack too, opening up that file for the rook to come down on the A file. Like
he does,
and I mean that's not good at all.
But what do you want to do?
What are we going to get? Trade down and develop their knight, or rook? I don't know.
All right, but That's
Either
he's
going to play
what's a better plan?
He's going to play C4, and then if we trades and he has like a pawn chain.
What about Rook C5?
Rook C5.
Yeah, that's my counter.
What does it do?
I mean, it attacks a pawn. It protects our knight.
Pawn's defended.
And we can double up rooks later if we want.
I just see him playing C4, and then there's nothing for that knight, for that rook to do, right?
Well, but then he needs both pieces to protect that pawn. So because we have two pieces, we can make three pieces attacking with another rook on that file. To win a pawn at least.
His knight is tied down to the pawn at the moment.
Yeah.
I guess if he pushes C4, it won't be.
What about A6 with B5 to come to try to break up those pawns?
A6 and B5 or B6, and we could like bring the knight back, B7 to C5. I'm just not seeing like what's wrong with the rook to C5. It seems like it's doing a lot of good. I don't
work
see what
on that square.
It is. It's not doing anything.
But won't it just
attacking a pawn, defending a knight, and it's attacking two pawns and defending a knight, like on that square alone.
But isn't he just going to play C4?
But then that's a one that's defended by two, and then we can put more pressure, like continue to build up pressure on C4.
I mean, I don't know. I guess doubling rooks is a decent plan. I would just go rook C7 myself, but if you don't play rook C5, I don't see a problem with it.
We can try it if I don't see it, but
that's fine. All right.
Do it. Let Drew prove us wrong.
And then, well, it's sort of it's sort of blocking the queen a little, but I guess that's not really significant. The queen can play. We can get the queen off this file too. Maybe that's what we should have done. Maybe like queen D6. Now that I think about it,
I like queen D6 as a follow up.
I was looking at queen D6, but
I don't know why I didn't mention queen D6 a minute ago. Because I just now occurred to me that we could get it off the.
But we could still do queen D6 next move. So
maybe it depends on what gets played.
Well, unless he.
Well, the idea for our next move was to play rook C8 or rook E8.
There's no reason that like.
Also, we can't play whatever. We can't play rook C8. That just hangs the E pawn.
Oh yeah, that's so true. That's so true. See, but if we played F6,
F6 is terrible.
That's what Ben Feingold has just brainwashed you. Seth,
no, this is the type of position that it shows why F6 is the type of position it's terrible to play F6 in an open position, a light squared bishop on the board.
Yeah,
we've already played G6, so it's an extra weakness. Anyway,
but now that light square bishop can't get into the king because there's two pawns, especially if we play queen D6 right now, which is the best move.
Queen D6, you guys.
And then the next move is, I swear, F6 because that bishop can't attack the king.
Our next move might be E4.
What about queen D6? Sorry, queen D7 instead of queen D6.
We're already talking about queen, but then we can let that pawn push. I mean, like, don't we want to get the queen right in front and stop any sort of progression?
The pawn can't push because then we'll just take it.
Well, it can be backed up by a rook and push.
Rook and push.
A rook and push. Yeah.
Rook and push.
I was thinking something like queen D7, and then we can push the B pawn to B5, D7. Attack that.
Queen D7. Yeah. Queen D7.
Queen D7, then play B5, attacking the C pawn.
Play b5, undermining the d pawn. Okay, or queen d6. My plan was queen d6 and then e4. And then I didn't have anything else to do after that. So I don't know. Oh, Derek, maybe.
If we do queen d7, he's not going to push that pawn yet. And then I just see some
b6 or b5.
And if he takes, and we can take with the rook, and then maybe then take the bishop with the knight, and then
Also,
we
if he
attack the
takes-
d pawn.
Also, oh yeah, that's right. But the d pawn then becomes defended, sort of helping his bishop out, though.
Well, I would say before we do that, we take the bishop. We go ahead and trade the bishop for the knight.
Okay. Right. So, all right. So queen d7 with ideas of b5, and then if takes, we take the bishop first, then take the b pawn, and then we're also hitting the new b pawn.
Something like that.
Of course, the rook would then be hitting our a pawn. I don't know. It's okay. We're still playing chess.
It seems like queen d6 is slow. I don't know what that's going to do.
Queen d7. I have no objections to queen d7.
Let's go for it.
All right. It's not a lot of good ideas here, of course.
No. So we got an idea.
Getting that knight in on the action.
Okay, that prevents
Yeah, we're
that
done.
idea.
What about?
Man,
Oh, wait. What about B5 right now?
that
Well, that was the initial
that
plan,
was the original.
but
He just stopped it. It's been stopped.
No, but I mean, wait. With knight takes, then.
Oh. I was thinking tactically, but no, you just take with the knight. Yeah.
Do we
So-
want to play A6? A6.
yeah, you can do a6 and try to keep the same plan alive, but
Oh, what a plan.
very elaborate plan.
An elaborate way to trade a pawn. Yeah, what do we get out of it?
We need our time, so it's something to like. I don't know.
We could
I mean, our knight
our
on
rook
E.
doing
I mean,
on
our
C5?
rook on E8 isn't going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. Our rook on c5 is like boxed in because rooks don't belong on c5.
Hey,
Because rooks- but,
come on. Rooks don't belong in C5.
Because now I kind of want to play like B. Well, yeah, we're just making each move we like make a piece a little bit worse. Let's try to,
That's the point of chess,
like,
right? We're doing it right.
Let's try to like rehabilitate one of these bad pieces. So this knight.
Well,
on the rim,
F5 will allow us to play E4.
F5. It's risky, but
Well, what do we got to lose?
F5. What do we gain from F5?
We protected the E4 square where we can plop a pawn,
And then what do we get from that?
and we stop that knight from.
We got to get that.
Going-
We get that a little bit
and
more
we-
breathing room
and-
for that rook.
and we stop that knight from going to E4.
Let's see if we can get all of our pieces in the worst possible square.
Yeah, let's play this rook to A8.
I was thinking the same thing.
Nice.
Yeah,
Solid.
now you're thinking. Actually, rook
Yeah.
E7, then it can't move. It can only go back to the square.
that's pretty.
All right.
Why? So what about F4 with the intention, or F5 with the intentions of E4?
I say
looks
just
like-
do it.
looks like it
This
gets-
game is getting out of hand
It's
anyway.
a plan. It's
Let's
a
not
plan, and we
prolong
have
it.
13
It
minutes
looks
in
like
our-
it looks like it gets us mated, but
Okay.
that would be my objection. But at this point,
I mean,
what's
wait,
what
that,
do
how
we
is
got
that
to
bishop?
lose?
How is that bishop getting a check in? There's 2 pawns in between it and check, and one is
mean-
completely stopped up.
He has 4 other pieces.
Yeah, but how is this opening up for a check?
Yeah, I started thinking about that. Now I'm looking at chat. I started thinking about rook a8, and they're actually making that it's maybe not the worst
Rook
move.
A8, yeah, defending the A-pot because now then we could take the bishop and it.
Yeah, it just
Wait, rook a8 is a legitimate move.
Ah!
Oh,
There's
okay.
that.
Resign. Just resign.
Come on, how are we missing this? You guys want to give up?
Wow. Let's resign.
All right,
Yeah, just
if
resign. It's good.
I guess
Yeah.
I don't resign, but if 2 out of 3, then I guess we have to
He's just
resign.
laughing over there at us now. All
All right.
Let's get it. He's gonna unmute so he can come back in and make fun of us now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
How was
guys.
it?
Good game.
Did we scare you a little bit?
It's as easy as you thought.
Man, that game
Yeah,
went.
after winning, please.
We were so excited to castle. We're like,
Yeah, let's castle.
And then you
Let's
just hit us with
castle.
that queen move.
See, people always
Listen,
said I
no.
should castle sooner, and I'm learning otherwise. Just saying.
Maybe you could have long castled.
really?
I don't know. Actually, I never played this line up until I used to play different line, not bishop.
I know. I should have stuck with the line that we drew the other day. But yeah. But I told them about C4 and they were very excited about it. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, I tricked you.
See, we
It's
talked
the whole
about
point of
it.
that review
We talked
yesterday.
talked
Yeah,
about our
I
game.
prepared you.
We,
yesterday.
we talked about our game
Man.
yesterday. And that same opening came up, and then I played D5, and he's like, well, C4 is a move here. And I was like, yeah,
Well, it is the main line. Yeah.
the main line, right? And now he's like, all right, got him. Yeah.
Yes,
So I
yeah.
guess
That's why
we look at
I
that.
pulled up the opening explorer. Yeah, C4 is the main line.
C4
Where did we veer off?
but well, hold on.
There.
Derek, what's the second move?
I
Is
sent you guys.
D5
I think I invited at least you, Drew, and Seth to an analysis board.
Okay, yeah, let me. Oh, I see it. Yep.
Yeah, let me pull that.
Yeah. Can you invite me as well?
I can if not, I think. Or can I? Do I have to be the
How do
creator? If you hit the plus icon and then just type in his name.
Yeah, but I think it has to be a friend. It looked like. Let me just do invite.
I
can
don't
do
think
it.
so.
Well, yeah,
I'm in
either way,
live
I can do it
chess.
this way.
If you can send me an invite, I'm in live chess. Just send
I
one
invited
again,
him.
please.
You can
Can
do
you send me
slash
another one?
invite. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean.
Explorer.
So, yeah, I'm curious too. Let's
All right,
see.
sent you another one, Drew.
So D5, my move from the other day, is the second most common move. So both are playable. But
Queen C7 is the main move, probably. Yeah.
Queen C7. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a move I would never. I never see like a queen move like that. But it makes sense because it just
Yeah,
attacks
I
the
play
pawn.
plenty of lines.
Sorry.
I do. I should
Yeah,
have.
it attacks the
I
pawn.
should have, because I play lots of Sicilian lines where Queen C7 is a move. So I should have thought of it. But I don't know. D5 is fine. It's not where we
Yeah,
lost the game.
I guess. Yeah, it's fine. So ED Queen D6.
See if my
Cancel.
my E6 move. It's been played, but it's not a.
Yeah, but you are blocking your light square.
Light square bishop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Castle.
Yeah, bishop g4.
All right, so this is a game. It's normal. We didn't do anything wrong. Well, I mean,
Well, we did plenty wrong later.
yeah, it's coming. We played e6. I thought about e5 here, but I don't know. Probably too loose. So e6 is probably better.
I don't know. e5 looks fine.
Yeah.
We were worried about pushing e5 too far out there, and it was just kind of like a loose pawn just hanging out there by itself.
But I thought it would be good at preventing d4 at a later point.
Yeah, at the moment there are no pawns in the center.
Weird,
Yeah,
a weird
weird
position.
Which is why I was panicking. We wanted to castle because it's just like open lines to everything.
Here's where we might have started getting goofy after b3.
Yeah, b3. Of course, I can play bishop a3. I want to get rid of that pawn on c4.
So we saw bishop a3, and maybe we should have, like, I didn't, like, we were looking at other things, and they were no good because of bishop a3 and then bishop. But then it's like we figured, well, if we develop the bishop e7, even if you play bishop a3, you might trade our bishop. Maybe we shouldn't be so eager to allow that trade, though. But I was like, we can't allow it now on f8, just preventing castling. That would probably just be losing, or strategically very bad at least. But
I think we spent the most time debating this one move.
Right, because what else, Drew? What was your what were some of our ideas here?
So my main idea was what we ended up doing later, but it was just at this point, I think, which was bishop takes knight, and then we distract the queen from protection of the pawn, and then there's some sort of like knight to e5 move, attacking the queen and defending the pawn, and just getting that knight developed more towards the center.
So was that your idea? Was bishop takes f3 now, then followed by knight e5?
Yep, that's where I was thinking.
Yeah, and I said there was no good, right? Because after knight e5, because after knight e5, he would move the queen. Well, we can put it on the board.
Yeah, you can play it out.
Look at it.
All right.
Maybe I can grab that pawn on b7.
Wait, no, sorry. Here and then this.
I don't see.
Grab the pawn with the queen on b7 in the end.
Are you making moves on the analysis board? I'm not seeing them.
I made them.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see them either.
Oh, I think I'm a student. That's the problem.
Am I? Do you see when I make a move? Do you see it?
Can you make it?
I saw the moves that you were making.
Did you guys see that? I just took the knight.
No.
Nope.
No, but someone just undid it. That's weird. All right. So Derek has to make the moves.
Yeah, Derek, can you do
try it again? Make a move.
All right. I just made it.
I don't see anything.
I'm not seeing anything. Here, let me.
What about you just do the moves? So bishop takes f3.
Bishop takes f3.
Queen takes f3.
Knight e5.
Knight e5. Yep. That's all.
Attacks that. Defends that.
Then queen e2, probably, or queen. I don't know.
Oh, you were looking at queen comes back.
Whoops, I didn't mean that.
And then what about rook?
Oh yeah, that's where he was saying he can just pick up a pawn.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's knight c6 now.
Knight c6.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, trapping that queen in there. That's kind of nice.
Oh, that is risky.
Like, woo, dang.
Queen a6.
Yeah, there's a bishop e4.
Also bishop a3, right?
Oh man. Well, then there's just queen. Then you can just do queen to c7 or queen to c7.
Who? Where?
No,
well, after bishop A3,
Yeah, after bishop A3.
queen C7.
Well, no, you can't play
Oh no,
that.
I was assuming that the queen had already moved. Sorry, I was thinking.
No.
the
Bishop
queen had moved
A3
to
right
bishop.
here.
Okay,
Bishop A3 right here.
Yeah.
Then queen to D7.
Queen to D7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will take it. I
Take
grabbed
it. He grabbed a pawn.
But could we argue that black is better developed than white?
No,
No, because also at the
we're
end,
not better developed.
if he
We're
does
worse
that,
developed.
now we can't
We're less
castle.
developed.
Yeah, but we do. But their knight is nowhere to go. I don't know.
I mean, it could. I think it could easily get
Yeah,
out with
in a few moves.
something.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
I'm gonna take white here.
Give me that pawn, please. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So we didn't go for that. Not that we saw you taking that that B7.
Yeah, that wasn't part of the calculation.
We did not see that.
But that is a good point. That could hurt.
Unless you can trap the queen. But yeah.
So were you considering?
Wasn't there something else?
Were you considering this line for a while that we might take that knight, or was that a surprise to you when we did?
Then
Well, we
Us-
kind of.
us taking F3.
Well, we had to at the time we did it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how else? Because
actually,
otherwise,
I wasn't expecting that move actually.
You weren't
Oh,
expecting
really?
it.
Yeah, because I think you thought for a while after that. So
wait, about recapturing the bishop.
No, I didn't think that.
well, maybe not there, but there was
Yeah,
one
I
move
have-
that I think you thought
That's a
for
pretty
a while.
easy. That's a pretty easy capture.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
So it seems like this is where I think we got into trouble. We talked briefly about taking with the knight.
I don't think taking with the knight, then the queen defends the other knight. I see what you're saying now.
Because in the end,
I
mean, that's obviously where we blew it, but
right.
Well, this is the idea. It was that I was talking about this other move here after knight takes, and then he does that. I was imagining this move B5 as opposed to
Yeah,
castle.
I have trouble developing my knight after
Mhm.
4, for example.
So if
castle,
if we had played B5 as opposed to castle, I think we would have been in a good
Or-
situation.
We could have just pulled the knight back. We could just brought the knight back.
But that like Cartier's
You mean right here?
Is that our knight is blocking their knight from developing?
yeah,
and we
your
have a
knight,
good-
Yeah, I see what
because
you mean.
of your knight,
So-
I cannot develop.
So
my
we
knight.
wanted B5 as a move,
Right.
and then we could castle.
No, that's a good idea.
Fork wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I did not hear you suggest
fork,
that, but that is a good
I-
idea.
because it creates the outpost, and
Oh, that's a good idea. And and we're blockading his C pawn, his backwards pawn.
Wait. You played.
Oh yeah,
B5.
you just
Oh,
hung a
shit.
knight though.
it just hangs the knight. Darn it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
You don't have to protect the knight at the moment.
you mean before you like right here?
Before castle.
well, being able to do that before cast, yeah, maybe.
You need some move here.
What about just
yeah.
knight D6? I know he releases the blockade on the C pawn.
What
but-
about just not castling for a while and playing Rook C8? Rook C8.
Yeah, maybe.
playing Rook C8 here?
Yeah, Rook
Yeah.
C8 defending the knight and then B5 maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Now you defend C6
Mm-hmm.
because at the moment the same threat is on the board. I mean, you can't castle, after.
Yeah, we just did
That's-
not see that. Obviously.
You know the acronym LPDO, right?
LPDU.
Lose pieces, drop off. LPDO.
Oh.
Lose pieces, drop off.
Loose pieces drop off. Yeah,
that means-
yeah, it's a loose knight. Yeah, you
I
know,
mean, it can be the target of attack.
I think these consultation games are good. I think we improve in a lot of ways of like seeing getting ideas, but I think when it comes to doing regular double checks we might hope that we would normally do in our games. I think sometimes that's harder when we're like all talking.
Or maybe just go back with the knight because maybe it's too much trouble.
Right. Again, it's loose. So just bring it back to safety.
I didn't mean to do that.
I mean, is there other stuff we wanted to analyze here?
I don't think so.
It kind of, after that, we seriously debated should we just resign now, but we're like, whoa, we'll go for a little bit longer, and then just all hell broke loose. We had to let Drew play his knight or his rook move.
They didn't like my rook to c5.
Yeah, it was a bit strange. I think.
Fine.
It's outside the box.
Exactly.
The box. Yeah.
Exactly.
We say, please look at the position immediately following bishop a3. Oh, that's where. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, that's true. Yeah, because they did say, what if here if we just take the knight there?
Ah, yeah.
And then if they take, I mean, they're going to lose the rook, so they, I don't know, do something. And then I don't know, but
back.
That's good.
Back.
That's good for black if we had actually seen that.
Well,
Really?
Double check. Okay, so play bishop takes.
So bishop takes.
I can just take.
You can just take the bishop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My bishop is defended.
That's true. That's true. That's right.
So it's the same. It kind of transposes.
Yep.
It kind of puts us in the same position, right? Stamen, that's what were you thinking about, just taking that there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that. You just take. You don't have to, because we obviously can't take there. And then we're just back in like the exact same position.
Was long castles after queen e2 any good? Says Julio.
Yeah, maybe long castle. It sharpens the game even more.
Long castle looked.
I said it very quickly.
You
it
did.
It just seems. It
just doesn't look right. Because that C file, the C file is usually the file you want to use for your rook.
But the C file is closed at the moment, and you have a blockade.
Well, it's semi open for us.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, it's not hard for you to use, but I guess we can. But then we have to, right? If we can play king b1 and then rook c, right? But you want to, I don't know. That's my thinking, is you want a rook on c8, but maybe not.
And I still cannot develop my knight.
That's true.
You said instead of playing he said instead of playing e6 here. Is this what you mean? Castle now long?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that looks pretty nice.
This looks riskier.
Yeah, but I have options now. A4 maybe now.
Yeah, that's exactly what
that was my first thought, is you're just going to storm us on that side.
I would even just play like, can't we just play A5 to A4 just and stop it?
A5, we castled over there. He's gonna play B, B4.
Yeah, I can play knight A3 to knight B5 if you play A5.
Yeah, just give him all the squares in front of our king.
Darn it. Well.
Yeah.
No, A4, A5, knight A3.
Yeah. So castle.
After the castle.
Go back.
Sorry, the idea was...
Go back.
Hold on, I wanted to see this one other line. The idea was bishop takes... what was it? Then knight e5.
This was your thought sort of earlier, right?
Okay, so they can't, because then
check. Okay. All right, that's interesting.
Okay.
Move the.
I can take on B7 maybe. It's still
you can still take. B7 still hanging.
E7.
I was going to say he can just
yeah,
move
yeah,
the
yeah.
queen, and in this case, he can move the queen and take a pawn. Now, are we sure we can't? That queen's untrappable? I guess now we have to move our own queen. Oh
yeah. Our queen's under attack.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, where do you?
Because if you play queen d8, then you take the bishop.
Yeah, I will just take queen e7.
Queen probably would take
Oh man,
queen e7. I think even better. Just
that looks like
Yeah,
looks
bishop
like-
e7. Yeah, that b3 move turned out to be very nice. Probably I have to play it.
I knew b3
because
was,
I'm also attacking c4. I want to get rid of c4 and play
d4.
d4 comfortably.
Right, because we were like, well, c4 is stopping d4, but you can just play b3. I don't like c4. I like d5.
Yeah.
Although I see that more masters play c4.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's
Chat's saying Chess Latte shouldn't be watching right now.
So, don't worry, I don't think he's gonna start smoking.
oh, is that what you're worried about?
That's what Alexa brought up.
Oh yeah. Smoking, we need a smoking PSA.
Smoking's bad. Okay.
Come on, he's European.
It's different.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No good. Oh, I don't know. It was an interesting game until it wasn't.
It was it was interesting up until right. Well, crap.
Hotel Castle.
Yeah, it was a good position. I don't know. It was a good,
Remember, chat, castling loses.
I'm just curious. Let's see what the eval bar says. Yeah, the evaluation has it pretty even. Slight edge for white in this position until it goes.
yeah.
Then it falls apart.
What is it? This like +5?
Plus, at least this engine is +4, +4.89.
Oh,
Because you don't have any compensation.
none.
Yeah,
Absolutely nothing.
yeah. There was nothing going for us. We're like, we'll play just a few more moves. See if maybe he'll.
You
hang
even
something.
provoked a weakness by making us play G6 and then taking our knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just kept working ourselves deeper and deeper holes.
Yeah.
Well, at least that was fun.
That's disappointing, but it was fun.
Yeah, thanks for the game.
Thank you.
Thanks for beating up on us.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Cartier. And
This was,
No
I mean,
problem.
it's Dojo Scrubs, right? What did you expect? Yeah.
Exactly. One of these days we're gonna get a win.
Yeah, you probably played the short castles very quickly.
Yeah, we just totally, because we were like, all right, where's our chance to castle? No, it's not.
Yeah, we rushed it. If we didn't, we were in such a rush to castle. We didn't really talk about it. We very briefly were like, wait a minute, let's just think about it. And then we're like, just castle. And then it was too late.
Normally Drew's the one who always is like, oh, but can't we do this instead of like just castling? And then but like when he was on board, it was just like, oh yeah, here we go.
We're just gonna throw Drew under the bus. He didn't make us think. So
I did say B5, but B5 hung a knight anyway. So it's like, whatever.
I also didn't hear you say B5.
So anyways, I was going to say, I'm wrapping up for this week. If anybody has any more ideas for next week, whether they're guests or the kinds of things they like to see the scrubs struggle through, reach out, PM me or Seth or Hokie, and we're planning on being back next week. And I think next week we will not have Hokie.
No,
yeah, I think next week is Mother's Day, so I think I'll probably have to sit that one out. and treat Mother's Day more appropriately now that I've got two little kids. So I'm gonna skip that one again. So
Absolutely.
you guys do that, but any ideas or people that want to come on, like Cartier, if anybody just shout to one of us and let us know.
Yeah, we can do something different.
We're here to struggle for your guys' entertainment.
You played Hand and Brain, right?
Do what?
We played Hand and Brain last week. Yeah,
that was fun. So we're trying to get a feel for what people want to see and what's fun. So we're trying to mix it up so we don't do the same thing every week. And
I think the biggest hit so far was the Bug House. I feel like everybody really loved that Bug House episode. So
I thought actually we got a lot of chat action with our puzzle.
The puzzles was fun too. I like that.
Yeah, that was good too. Yeah, with Jimmy.
Best is consultation match.
I think consultation is good as long as we don't blunder on move 13 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, it is a game. It is the proper chess game, and it is fun. You are discussing the ideas, and also chat is sometimes involved. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a good format. Just with the one downside that it sometimes ends early.
All good. Chess Scrubs best show on Dojo.
There you go. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, senseis?
Jesse said it too. So
yeah, Jesse knows. Yeah.
Well, the benefit of you beating us so fast is that I can actually help the wife get the kids to bed tonight. So I know she'll appreciate you destroying us. So.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So we'll see you guys later, and thanks everybody for.
Better luck in your actual game, Drew, than in this game.
Yeah. If anybody's curious, they can follow my game. It's starting in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, and Chess Latte said that the VODs are still disappearing. So now that we're partner, the VODs are supposed to stay up for 60 days now, as opposed to the 14 days before. Stuff like this, I will be putting it up on the second YouTube channel. So I got to do the streamer thing. So make sure you hit the follow and like and subscribe or whatever you're supposed to say down below. So follow the second YouTube channel. So all these VODs will be going up on there if they're not on Twitch.
Smash that like button.
Hit that like button. What's up, Dojo? You got to do the whole streamer crap. So they should be up there for longer now. Maybe the older ones don't stay up until we get to partners, until we got to partner status. I don't know, but I'll take a look at that.
All right.
Yeah, got to sign off. Thanks.
All right.
See you guys.